I met Zoe through Kindred Impulse. Kindred Impulse was a club that him and his friends started after high school in their mid 20s. Years later, I joined the club through another person that I met at local meeting spots around Jacksonville, Sonics. Um, he was the spokesperson slash president of the club. He never liked to admit it, but he was. Um, the car club was great. It let me go to different places I'd never been before, hang out. The reason I got Facebook and Instagram was because of them. I never even heard of those things before until I met them. I was probably 15 to 20 years older than most people in the club. So that time I had with the club was probably one of the best times I had. This is us going to Tennessee for a car show called Import Alliance. This was my first out of state car show I ever been to. There's over 15 of us, and this was the first time I ever saw Zoe's car. I've been hearing about his car at the meets that he's doing a lot of work to it. I kind of insulted it the first time I saw it, accidentally. I thought show cars were something that you saw in Fast and Furious, TVs and graphics and all that stuff. I didn't know that a show car could be something that is clean. And that term, there's a lot of terms that I use today because of the car club or the car scene. Shaved bays, stance, lowered, all that kind of stuff. The blue tape you see is to protect the car on long drives from rocks and chips and other things. This is my mock of Zoe and his car. Here is a minifig I tried to make look like Zoe. The camera will focus. I tried to choose the most wildest, craziest hair I could find. I chose a minifig face that was always smiling, always seemed like he was always in a great mood. Black t-shirt, dark blue pants. Now I wish they would make a minifig that has shorts and sandals. That would be great. But and here is his. Well, here is the car I made. This is my first attempt of making a car. This is a 6 stud car. Has as much detail as I could put in this thing. Um, Back tail lights. Now the reason I chose the smoke is because he actually smoked his tail lights, so that's why they're not red. Uh, Even detail, even the exhaust. The car didn't have no like aftermarket 2.5 or 3 inch exhaust, so I just chose the simple exhaust of this. Actually, it matches the car pretty good. Straighten up. There we go. Now, I originally had the Speed Champion wheels on the car. Something that studio didn't tell me is that the wheels did when I put the wheels on, they didn't show any collision. Now I had to use the black arches that were a little bit more wider because they didn't come in tan. This is the only arch that came in tan, and it would not work with the wheels. So when I put the Speed Champion wheels on, there was no collision. I was like, all right, it fits. But when I was building the car, I realized that the wheels were a little bit too big and the car wouldn't roll. So I was like, great. So I was like, you know what? It is what it is. So this year, actually about a month ago, I actually changed up the car, put the tan arches, and chose the smaller wheels that they actually use a lot for the town set cars. And at first I thought it looked a little stupid, but actually is not too bad. Unfortunately, these wheels only have two patterns: this and the opposite side, and like black, white, weird color. So I just chose this silver color. Trying to make this look like a Mark II Jetta is not the easiest, but I was able to integrate um, blinkers in the front to try to give it a little more color. Uh, so to put the figure in here, you just have to take the roofs off. This is a shot of the interior. Steering wheel. I chose a dark. I think this is reddish brown for the seats. You know, just to give it a little more color than have the entire interior black. Fits in there nicely. Roof goes on. Now, of course, I'm not too happy with the shape of the roof, but I think it turned out pretty good for my first attempt. I like how low it is. I like how it does have a good shape to it, and it's also tan. You don't see a lot of tan cars. Trying to give this car every beauty shot that I can. I try to put as much detail as possible. I don't really like the gap right here, but the car is supposed to have the roof supposed to be a little bit inclined. So I had it flat. It just looked stupid flat. I mean, it looked ugly. So some minor details. I made sure the entire center behind the wheel is black. Very simple. So when you look at the car, you just have a black space behind the wheels. Well, that is my version of Zokar. I bring this car and the cardboard little display here at every show I go to. Well, that is my Lego mock of Zoe's car. I'm going to end this video with a couple of stories. I was asking Zoe one day at our Monday meets. So Zoe, can I ask you a question? And he said, sure. What nationality are you? And he said, without skipping a beat, without being mean or nothing, and he said, well, it all depends what part of the country I get pulled over in determines my nationality. And I was just like, shaking my head and be like, geez. And another story, we were in Tampa for Winterfest, something that happens once a year in around in December, close to Christmas. We were all drinking in the apartment, just acting like fools, just having fun. And then we realized Zoe was gone for a couple of hours. Yeah, we didn't think much of it because when you're drunk, you're not thinking too well. And so the next morning, as we were getting ready to go, because we have to be there early to bring our cars there, park them, clean them up, but before the gates opens up, and we asked him, hey Zoe, what happened? And he was like, bro, man, you don't understand. I was in the elevator. I went downstairs for some reason, And when I got back in the elevator, I was just asking people what floor that they wanted to be dropped off. So for like, I don't know, man, for like an hour or two, I was just in the elevator asking people what floor you want to go to, and we're just cracking up, you know. Um, so that being said, the time that we have here, you know, that person that you talk to once a year, I'm guilty at that. Once a year, you call them during Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever. Give that person a call or a shout out, you know, any time of the day, you know, parents, family members, you know, close friend, you know, you just don't know, you know. So I'm going to end the video by a quote from Zoe, something that he used to say after the the meet the meet would be over. Burn rubber, not your soul. Peace.